In this vast desert expanse, Nabta Playa seems forgotten. Yet beneath these shifting sands lies one of humanity's oldest and most puzzling mysteries. What looks like an empty basin once held life, ritual, and careful sky watching. Traces of a vanished people hidden beneath the desert floor. Beneath drifting sand lie the earliest clues to Nabta Playa's builders. Fragments of ritual purpose slowly reappearing after thousands of silent years. Here, a simple ring of stones reveals the first hints of ancient intention. An early ceremonial gathering place shaped by sky-watching pastoralists. Here, the ancient stone circle emerges in full, one of humanity's earliest known sky-aligned monuments, still marking the solstice after millennia. Here, under a sky the builders once studied, the alignment still holds, echoing a night when stars guided ritual, memory, and survival. Long before Stonehenge or the pyramids rose, Nabta Playa's stones marked the sky, hinting at an even earlier chapter of human knowledge. At dawn, the ancient circle endures in silence, hinting at rituals long forgotten and a culture erased by the desert's return. Long before this desert formed, Nabta Playa thrived in a Green Sahara, an ancient world where early pastoralists watched the skies and gathered here. In this long-lost Green Sahara, life flourished across lakes and grasslands, shaping the early pastoral world that would one day gather at Nabta Playa. Along these ancient shores, cattle sustained early pastoralists, becoming symbols of wealth, ritual power, and the beliefs that shaped Nabta Playa's earliest traditions. Here, early pastoralists lived season by season, guiding their herds across fertile banks, forming the traditions that would shape Nabta Playa's ceremonial world. Here, communities gathered around shared hearths, shaping rituals and traditions that transformed Nabta Playa from a seasonal camp into a ceremonial center. Their pottery carried shared patterns and distant influences, revealing networks of movement and memory that connected Nabta Playa to the wider Saharan world. Season after season, families journeyed toward Nabta Playa, carrying tools and traditions that slowly transformed a simple lakeshore into a sacred gathering place. Across shifting seasons, Nabta Playa flourished under the rains, its changing landscape guiding pastoral life long before the desert reclaimed this ancient basin. Here, early pastoralists gathered for rites centered on their cattle, revealing a symbolic tradition that shaped Nabta Playa's growing spiritual significance. With deliberate care, early builders positioned the first stones, laying foundations for a ritual landscape guided by sky-watching traditions at Nabta Playa. Across the once Green Sahara, scattered camps converged on Nabta Playa, a growing ceremonial hub linking distant pastoral groups through shared ritual traditions. Shared pottery designs revealed distant Saharan groups converging at Nabta Playa, their connected traditions hinting at a wider ritual network. As night approached, early herders watched the shifting heavens, seeking patterns that guided their movements and shaped emerging rituals at Nabta Playa. Above them, the ancient sky revealed vivid constellations, guiding early observers whose careful star watching would shape Nabta Playa's emerging ceremonial traditions. The turning sky revealed predictable cycles, inspiring early pastoralists to align stones with celestial rhythms that shaped Nabta Playa's emerging ritual landscape. Decades ago, early survey teams crossed the western desert, unaware they were approaching one of the most enigmatic prehistoric sites in North Africa. Survey teams searched the remote basin, piecing together faint traces of a prehistoric culture whose carefully aligned monuments once shaped the desert's rhythm. Mapping the scattered stones, researchers began uncovering patterns hinting at intentional design, revealing the first clues to Nabta Playa's ancient purpose. Early sketches revealed subtle geometries, hinting that these scattered stones formed deliberate alignments central to the rituals once practiced at Nabta Playa. Marked with care, the stone circle emerged as a precisely arranged monument, its solstice alignment revealing early mastery of celestial cycles. As archaeologists cleared the drifting sand, the deliberate arrangement of these ancient stones revealed a ritual landscape far older than expected. Careful measurements confirmed the circle's intentional design, revealing a structured monument whose alignments reflected early mastery of seasonal and celestial cycles. At dawn, the solstice alignment becomes unmistakable, revealing the builders' precise understanding of the sun's yearly path across the ancient Sahara. At the solstice, the rising sun completes the design, revealing the builders' precise grasp of celestial cycles in a once verdant Sahara. These rigid, megalithic rows reveal a broader design, suggesting coordinated planning and possible stellar alignments far beyond the compact stone circle itself. These massive stones bear centuries of erosion, hinting at a long ritual legacy and the enduring mystery surrounding Nabta Playa's vanished builders. Some alignments may trace ancient star paths, hinting at a deliberate celestial order that once guided the early pastoralists of Nabta Playa. Some researchers believe these alignments once tracked rising stars, suggesting the builders possessed early astronomical knowledge long before Egypt's first kingdoms emerged. Some believe the alignments mirror Sirius and Orion's belt, suggesting early pastoralists tracked key stars long before Egypt's celestial traditions emerged. Beneath the surface, archaeologists uncovered buried structures and ritual features, revealing how much of Nabta Playa's ancient story still lies hidden underground. Beneath layers of shifting sand, researchers found ritual shafts and buried features that hint at complex ceremonies long forgotten in the desert's silence. This carefully built chamber once held ritual cattle burials, revealing a symbolic tradition that shaped the spiritual world of Nabta Playa's earliest inhabitants. These carefully placed cattle remains reveal a ritual tradition, suggesting the builders honored livestock as symbols of power, ancestry, and sacred connection. Each fragment offers vital clues, revealing deliberate ritual practices and hinting at a cultural legacy that once shaped Nabta Playa's ancient world. Radiocarbon analysis reveals the chamber's age, confirming multiple construction phases and tracing the ritual history of Nabta Playa across centuries. Radiocarbon results trace the chamber's origins to 6,500 to 4,500 BCE, revealing a long-lived ritual tradition sustained across centuries of changing desert life. Pottery fragments reveal shared styles across distant Saharan groups, evidence that Nabta Playa was part of a wider ritual network shaping early desert life. Shared motifs across far-flung Saharan pottery reveal a connected cultural world, suggesting Nabta Playa was part of a broader network of ritual traditions. Trade links and shared traditions suggest Nabta Playa was not isolated, but part of a wider cultural landscape stretching across the ancient Sahara. Across many centuries, different generations returned to Nabta Playa, preserving rituals and alignments that reveal a long, continuous tradition in the ancient Sahara. Across many centuries, different generations returned to Nabta Playa, preserving rituals and alignments that reveal a long, continuous tradition in the ancient Sahara. The solstice alignment acted as a seasonal marker, guiding returning communities with knowledge of shifting rains and the rhythms that sustained life in the Sahara. For these early pastoralists, cattle were more than sustenance. They were central to rituals linking earthly survival with the movements of the heavens. By night, the circle becomes a silent observatory, its stones fixed, while the stars trace the celestial patterns ancient skywatchers once measured. Here, scattered stones reveal a vanished world, offering fragments of a culture whose knowledge, rituals, and identity still lie buried beneath the desert. With no villages or graves nearby, the circle stands alone, its builders present only through stones that hint at a forgotten ritual world. Only scattered fragments remain, hinting at gatherings without permanent dwellings, evidence of a people who left rituals behind, but no lasting footprint. Their stones hold no writing, no names, only silence, leaving the identity of Nabta Playa's builders hidden behind time and vanished traditions. No known culture fits the evidence, leaving scholars unable to trace the builders of Nabta Playa to any clear ancestral lineage. Among the world's ancient ritual sites, Nabta Playa stands apart. Its purpose partly known, yet its creators remain unnamed and unresolved in history. No dwellings ever emerge in the sand, suggesting Nabta Playa was a ceremonial gathering place rather than a permanent settlement or village. Their alignments show unmistakable intent, yet no records reveal who arranged them, or why such precision mattered to a vanished desert culture. The solstice alignment reveals deliberate celestial tracking, showing the builders understood seasonal cycles long before Egypt's earliest recorded astronomers emerged. Their shifting shadows reveal a deliberate harmony with the sun, suggesting these early pastoralists charted time through light long before written calendars existed. The solstice line confirms intentional design, revealing that Nabta Playa's earliest builders tracked the sun with remarkable precision thousands of years ago. Across centuries of rebuilding, the same stones anchored evolving rituals, revealing a long cultural memory that outlasted the people who created it. Across centuries, each new generation returned to refine the layout, suggesting enduring traditions carried through time despite their culture's eventual disappearance. Subtle shifts in clothing and tools hint at generations returning, preserving the same celestial rituals even as their culture slowly transformed. Layered foundations reveal the site was rebuilt repeatedly, proof that Nabta Playa's rituals endured across centuries, even as its people slowly disappeared. Modern study reveals how these silent stones once guided early pastoralists, preserving celestial knowledge that shaped their rituals across millennia. As the Sahara's rains faded and ancient lakes receded, the world that sustained Nabta Playa's builders began collapsing beyond their control. As the African humid period waned, shrinking lakes signaled a harsher climate, slowly erasing the environment that once sustained Nabta Playa's inhabitants. As the lakes vanished, even cattle prints hardened into fossils, silent traces of a community struggling against a rapidly collapsing environment. As the desert tightened its grip, the people of Nabta Playa drifted outward, leaving their ceremonial center to the advancing sands. As shifting sands advanced across the basin, the last traces of Nabta Playa's rituals slipped beneath a desert reborn in relentless aridity. As the Sahara hardened into desert, Nabta Playa's stone circle stood increasingly alone, a final remnant of rituals fading into silence. Relentless winds slowly eroded the megaliths, leaving only weathered stone to guard the fading memory of Nabta Playa's vanished builders. As the Sahara dried, nearby communities slowly vanished, leaving Nabta Playa increasingly isolated within a landscape losing the people who once sustained it. As the land dried and communities dispersed, the traces of ancient gatherings dwindled to faint imprints, fading with the rituals once practiced there. Once a thriving ceremonial center, Nabta Playa now endures as a faint scatter of stones, swallowed by the vast silence of the Sahara. As the Sahara dried, many likely moved toward the Nile, their ancient pathways fading into the landscapes we recognize on modern maps today. For decades, researchers have returned to these ancient stones, each generation uncovering clues, yet leaving the deeper questions of Nabta Playa unresolved. Fragments of pottery, bone, and stone hint at a vanished culture, yet the crucial pieces needed to explain Nabta Playa remain missing. As night settles over Nabta Playa, the ancient circle stands unchanged, guarding secrets its long-vanished builders left written only in stone. Here, beneath the silent desert sky, the last standing stone endures, holding the unanswered questions of a civilization lost to time. Some researchers see echoes of Nabta Playa in early Nile communities, suggesting ancient traditions may have traveled as the desert slowly reclaimed the Sahara. Some scholars see shared symbolism in these cattle traditions, suggesting echoes of Nabta Playa's rituals may have shaped early beliefs along the Nile. As the lake vanished, many believe these pastoralists followed dwindling water eastward, beginning a migration that reshaped emerging Nile societies. Archaeologists believe these gatherings reflected a deep spiritual bond with cattle, hinting at rituals that shaped the cultural identity of early desert pastoralists. These arranged remains hint at ritual intent, reinforcing the idea that cattle held deep symbolic meaning within Nabta Playa's early ceremonial traditions. Across Africa, enduring cattle traditions echo themes seen at Nabta Playa, offering clues to the symbolic role livestock once held in early desert societies. Some researchers believe these gatherings marked celestial observations, suggesting an early tradition of sky watching that guided rituals at Nabta Playa for centuries. Some alignments appear to point towards Sirius and Orion, raising questions about whether Nabta Playa's builders tracked stars central to later Egyptian cosmology. Some scholars propose a class of early sky watchers at Nabta Playa, tracking celestial cycles that shaped rituals long before Egypt's earliest kingdoms emerged. Even as the sky slowly shifted over millennia, many alignments at Nabta Playa remained significant, hinting at traditions sustained across generations. As the Sahara began to dry, groups likely moved outward in search of water, joining wider migrations that reshaped early North African societies. As the land dried, families began moving on, carrying their traditions with them, leaving Nabta Playa's once vital ceremonial center to the encroaching desert. Some researchers see Nabta Playa as a unique pastoral center, advanced yet independent, its traditions shaped locally rather than by any single emerging culture. Artifacts from Nabta Playa stand apart from neighboring Saharan cultures, hinting at a distinct tradition whose deeper beliefs remain largely unknown. Nabta Playa reveals a sophisticated, yet isolated pastoral world, a community shaped by ritual and skywatching before slowly fading into the desert's silence. Today, the stones still stand in silence, preserving a design whose purpose endures long after the people who shaped it disappeared. Modern surveys reveal the stone's deliberate precision, hinting at generations of careful observation from a people whose identity remains unknown. Beneath the sand, new scans reveal buried structures and ancient pits, hinting at rituals and activities still hidden from view. Scientific tests trace Nabta Playa's structures across centuries, revealing repeated returns to the site and a long tradition of ritual construction. Long before the desert formed, Nabta Playa stood beside a thriving lake, a sacred gathering place shaped by ritual, skywatching, and seasonal life. As the climate shifted, the lake vanished, and the savanna died, leaving Nabta Playa's once sacred landscape reduced to silent, sun-scorched ruins. Unlike other ancient centers, Nabta Playa left no temples or tombs, only silence, deepening the mystery of the people who once gathered here. The stones once framed key stars in the ancient sky, suggesting a tradition of careful observation long before Egypt's earliest kingdoms emerged. Decades of research trace the site's origins, yet every study ends the same way, with careful questions and a mystery still unresolved. From above, the circle reveals its isolation, an ancient beacon in a vast desert, hinting at knowledge once central to survival and belief. Here, under the same stars once studied by its builders, Nabta Playa endures, its silent stones guarding a story still lost to time. As dawn returns to Nabta Playa, its ancient stones remind us that vast chapters of human history still lie hidden beneath the desert.